Welcome back to another video. My name is Gordon Frayne, and today we're jumping in to talk about everything to do with RWA Crypto and real-world asset tokenization. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button if you enjoy the video. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the road to our first 10,000 subscribers. And hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. We're dropping videos every day on the channel, so you're going to want to get notified to hit your crypto goals. And don't forget to grab your free copy of my book, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's going to be linked in the description below. It's 100% free. You can get a PDF copy. It will not be free forever. It's my gift to you, so grab it below while you can. So, the entire narrative of real-world asset tokenization has really picked up over the past number of months as we move through this bull cycle. And what do we mean when we talk about real-world asset tokenization? Well, essentially what we're talking about is the tokenization of assets on the blockchain to make them more liquid, more efficient to trade and use and swap between users, and moving from this legacy world where it's often very laborious, difficult, and there's a lot of red tape when it comes to transferring these real world assets like land and real estate and physical gold or fine arts and antiques, and moving these assets into a blockchain world where we've got these assets tokenized with different smart contracts, so that we have a better view and visibility on the ownership breakdown of these different assets, making them more efficient to trade and swap, and making the entire asset class much more liquid. So again, we're seeing big moves being made by many of the world's largest asset managers beginning to position themselves to capitalize on blockchain asset tokenization over the coming decade. And again, these are just some of the examples we're looking at here when it comes to antiques, land, gold, real estate, etc. But it opens up the world to a potential for tokenizing all kinds of assets like treasuries and bonds, as we'll see later. But this chart here just represents the future potential of asset tokenization on the blockchain from consulting firm Roland Berger. And the numbers that we're looking at here and that we're focusing on is simply the fact that this asset class and this market is due to reach at least 10.9 trillion US dollars by the year 2030. And Roland Berger estimate that real estate, debt, and investment funds will be the top three types of tokenized assets on the blockchain by the time we get to 2030. And again, you can see here in 2024, we're talking about, potentially 0.6 trillion worth of value being tokenized on chain. And that growing all the way from 0.6 trillion this year to that 10.9 trillion number by the year 2030. And again, the infrastructure is being built as we speak. These blockchains like Ethereum, like Solana, like Algorand, HBAR, they're all positioning themselves and creating the infrastructure that allows for all of these assets to be tokenized on chain over the coming 5 to 10 years. And again, we've mentioned some of the benefits of tokenization in the first place. But basically, by tokenizing these assets on chain, we're able to create better efficiencies of scale, make it more efficient to trade and swap these different assets, more liquid as well. It opens up the door to having fractional ownership for large assets, like commercial real estate can be owned in a fractional manner where you've got investors coming from multiple sources, and those investors get paid out on their investment on chain by smart contracts, and everything is completely automated in a much more cost-efficient way, and also a much more time-efficient way as well. Transparency as well. It opens up the door to more visibility in terms of who is owning certain parts of, real estate or treasuries or bonds. How is that real estate being owned by different nation states, by different treasuries, by different corporations? And then accessibility as well. As we mentioned, the fractional ownership component, making it easier for people to invest smaller amounts of capital, who may not have hundreds of thousands to invest, but may have, thousands of dollars, and the ability to own fractional pieces of these tokenized assets and earn a yield on them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So there are some of the benefits of tokenization and why we're seeing the world moving in this way. And Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has been on the record even stating the fact that he believes the Bitcoin spot ETFs that we saw approval of back in January are somewhat of a stepping stone towards this world where we're going to be seeing the tokenization of absolutely everything. We're going to jump over to the tokenized assets dashboard in a moment. But again, Larry Fink, that we were just talking about, CEO of BlackRock did launch the middle tokenized treasury fund on Ethereum a few weeks ago, and their fund has hit 375 million in total assets. It's actually much more than this right now. We'll show you it on the chart in a moment. But asset managers like BlackRock, who are one of the Bitcoin spot ETF issuers, and many, many other asset managers are taking action and positioning themselves to be the ones capitalizing on this market that we're seeing growth in already, but which is due to hit about 11 trillion in the next 6 years. So again, these corporations, these asset managers, and these fund managers are positioning themselves to capitalize on this entire ecosystem. And again, this is one of the big benefits of blockchain technology and one of the biggest use cases we're going to be seeing over the next number of years. And you too can position yourself to benefit from this over the coming years. So you can look at this dashboard yourself. It's over at RWA.xyz. And basically this is a dashboard that tracks all of the real world assets that we're seeing being tokenized on chain in real time. Now it is a dashboard that's in somewhat of a beta mode, but as you can see, if we jump into US treasuries, for example, we can see that we've got about 1.57 billion of US treasuries tokenized to date. We can see it's up 2% from a week ago. So we're seeing continuous inflows of more tokenized treasuries happening on the blockchain. And again, the middle fund here by BlackRock, the one denoted in this yellow color here, we can see they're actually all the way up to about 462 million of tokenized treasuries on Ethereum as we speak. We can see the breakdown of all these other fund managers here on this chart. But basically the trend is very much moving to the upside, and this has only been tracking since 2023. But you can see that we've gone here with a lot of steady growth throughout the course of all of 2023. And then when we saw BlackRock announce their tokenized treasury fund on Ethereum, we have seen a big uptick, not just from BlackRock, but from all of the different treasury product managers on this chart. Again, if we jump over to the different networks, we can see that Ethereum is the chain that is making up the vast majority here of real world asset tokenization. We've also got Stellar, XLM, Solana, and Polygon here in the mix that are making up the other, let's say 20% here of all of the different networks that are being most used specifically for tokenized treasuries at the moment. If we jump over to stablecoins as well, we can see a breakdown of 157 billion worth of stablecoins that are tokenized on chain. Again, we can see Ethereum making up the vast majority of the tokenized funds here for stablecoins, with Tron, Solana, Avalanche, and Arbitrum making up the vast majority of the other networks. Again, we can see this broken down, all of the different tokens. We've got USDT and USDC leading the way here in terms of the biggest stable coins that have been tokenized. Obviously, and again, we're seeing big upticks in that capital since the beginning of 2024 and in the past few months. Commodities, again, this is a new one that they're starting to track over here at RWA.xyz, but basically showing us the overall tracking of different tokenized commodities. We've got a breakdown here. Again, we can see if we scroll down, most of this happening on Ethereum and a little bit on Stellar as well. But tokenization of different commodities like gold, silver, and oil happening on chain and starting to move into this on-chain world. So again, what we're seeing is some of the world's largest asset managers beginning to position themselves to capitalize on the tokenization of absolutely everything. And again, we know that moving from legacy systems that are used to handling things like commodities and treasuries and bonds, there is a much more cost-efficient and time-efficient way to handle the management and swapping and flow of all of those assets in a blockchain world. So hence why we're seeing moves being made in this regard. Again, we've spoken about some other examples here on the channel in previous videos. Homebase is another example that we've spoken about in relation to tokenized real estate. So again, Homebase DAO is an example of a project that basically allows retail investors to invest as little as $100 into tokenized real estate, owning a fractional component of a real estate investment or a corporate real estate in some capacity. And then again, the beauty of this is that as an owner of a tokenized asset, that is all on chain and being powered by the smart contract underlying the agreement that you went into when you purchased that asset. And everything on chain is understood and known by the blockchain, whether it's operating on Solana or Ethereum. And as that investment earns yield or earns money over time, you're going to get paid out automatically into your wallet as that investment earns yield and earns capital and earns an ROI day over day, week over week, month over month. So again, efficiencies of scale, cost savings, and being able to earn huge amounts of capital from these type of investments it's amazing what we're beginning to see in the real world asset space. Finally, looking at Maple Finance, again, another example of lending markets being tokenized on the blockchain. And again, you can come over here and sign in with single sign-on with Google or something like that. But Maple allow you to do secured lending and borrowing on their platform. If we dive in, this is me logged into the account, and you can actually connect your wallet, whether it's a MetaMask wallet, Coinbase wallet, or Wallet Connect, for example. And then if you're someone who has a lot of capital, whether it's USDC in the form of a stablecoin, you can lend that out and be earning 4% in terms of cash management APY, or even up as far as 19 point almost 20% if you're lending it in a high yield secured lending type of fashion. So again, the type of movements that are being made in terms of the real world asset space are very we're seeing a lot of the real big asset managers making moves to set the foundations in this space already. And the fact that BlackRock have already tokenized a fund on Ethereum and it's growing week over week, month over month, as we saw here with what they're doing in terms of tokenized treasuries, and the fact that we're so early in the trajectory of this graph going from 0.6 trillion all the way up to 11 trillion in the next 6 years, and the maturity that we're seeing with these blockchain solutions like Ethereum, like Solana, like Tron, like XLM that we saw in the examples, these guys are building the infrastructure, and the infrastructure has been built out for what is now happening in terms of all of these assets being tokenized on chain and moving into a blockchain first world. So I just wanted to make that video to really help you guys understand more of what's going on in the asset tokenization space. We're going to be seeing huge amounts of capital flowing into this space over the course of the next 6 years. You can position yourself to capitalize on that by understanding the players in this game like Ethereum, like Solana, and the infrastructure and the blockchains that are capable of handling this inflow of capital and this tokenization of real world assets. Those protocols, that infrastructure that Solana, Ethereum, and the other examples we've mentioned in this video are building, that is the infrastructure that we're going to be using for all of this in the next 5 to 10 years. So I hope you understand that. I hope you can position yourself to capitalize on it. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Hit that subscribe button as well. It would mean the world if you subscribed. Hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified about videos just like this and lots of other videos on the channel. And make sure to grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's going to be linked in the description below. It's my gift to you. Grab it while it's free. And as always, we will catch you in the next one.